I grew up in a foster home after losing my parents. My foster parents were nice, but I always felt like an outsider. I was afraid they would send me back. Then I met Mike. He made me happy that we have been married for 3 years. Except for the night we got married, he has hardly touched me. He is always busy working and socializing. Yes, you're right, Lisa is the one he really loves. As for me, I'm just his second best choice. About a month ago I found out I was pregnant. I was overjoyed, thinking it was a gift from heaven and that our marriage would finally turn a corner. I remember that day. Mike was home for a rare occasion, and I mustered up the courage to hand him the pregnancy test. He froze for a moment, and then a very complicated expression appeared on his face, a mixture of surprise, hesitation, and a hint of calculation that I couldn't read. He hugged me and said, "Honey, we're finally going to have a baby." At that moment I felt like the happiest woman in the world. However, this happiness didn't last long. The next day Mike took me to the hospital, saying that he wanted to have a comprehensive check. Up. At the time I foolishly thought that he was concerned about me and the baby. Looking back, I was really naive and ridiculous. After the results came back, the doctor said that there was something wrong with my body and that I needed a minor operation. Mike agreed without saying a word and specifically asked the doctor to keep it a secret and not let anyone know. At the time I thought it was strange that such a trivial operation had to be kept secret. I didn't understand at the time, but now I understand, because the operation wasn't for me, it was for Lisa. Before the operation, Mike stayed with me the whole time. He told me he loved me and that he would always be by my side. I lay on the cold operating table as the anesthetic was slowly injected into my body and my consciousness began to fade. I heard Mike talking to the doctor. He said that the placenta needed to be removed intact and made into a powder. He said that this would help Lisa. I felt like I was falling into an ice cave. It turned out that the baby in my belly was not alive. It was a medicine that would save Lisa. I was just a carrier of this medicine, a tool that was being used. The ridiculous thing is that I once fantasized that the arrival of this child would make Mike's heart return to me. I struggled desperately, trying to shout, to scream, to stop this absurd operation. But my body wouldn't listen, and all I could do was let out a weak whimper. Mike seemed to sense my unease, and he leaned down and whispered in my ear, "Honey, don't be afraid. I'll always be with you. I promise I'll never leave you." His voice was so gentle and affectionate, but what I heard was the cruelest lie of all. He promised never to leave me, not because he loved me, but because he still needed me as a medicine to save his beloved Lisa. With my last bit of strength I shouted out a name, "Mike." Then I completely lost consciousness. When I woke up I was lying on a hospital bed with no one around. I don't know how long the operation lasted, and I don't know where my child is now. I know my heart is dead. I was married for 3 years, over 1,000 days and nights. I gave everything to a man who didn't love me. It's laughable. I raised my hand and looked at the red string on my wrist. Mike put it there when we got married. He said that the red string represented eternal love and that he would love me forever. Now it seems like a big joke. I pulled the red string off hard and threw it in the trash. From now on Mike and I will have no more ties. But my poor child, before he even got to see the world, he was sacrificed by his own father as a medicine. Every time I think of this my heart hurts so much that I can't breathe. I don't know how to deal with all of this. How can I face Mike? Where is he now? Does he know that I know the truth? And Lisa? How will she react? I tried to contact Mike, but he never answered the phone. I sent him a WhatsApp message asking where he was and why he did it. He just replied, "I'm busy. Talk to you later." Busy. Busy with Lisa, I bet. I looked at the screen of my phone and laughed to myself. What was I still hoping for? An explanation? An apology? Or that he would change his mind? Don't be silly, Phyllis. Yes, my real name is Phyllis, but my foster parents Paula and her husband gave me that name, and when I married Mike I took his surname. That he doesn't love you. He never has. You were just a pawn he used to save Lisa, a pawn he could discard once he had finished using you. I took a deep breath and tried to calm myself. I couldn't go on like this. I had to pull myself together and do something to get justice for myself and my poor child. Just as I was pondering what to do next, the door to the ward suddenly opened. A doctor in a white coat walked in, followed by a nurse. The doctor walked over to my bed, looked at my medical records, and then asked, "How are you feeling?" Are you experiencing any discomfort? I shook my head and said, I'm fine. The doctor asked me some more questions about my condition and I answered them one by one. Finally, after a moment of hesitation, he said, Miss, there's something I feel I need to tell you. My heart raced and I felt uneasy. What is it? I asked. The doctor looked at me and said, Actually, Mike told me before that your condition is quite special and requires the use of some special medication. He hesitated and stopped short. I sneered, Special medication? You mean the baby in my belly? The doctor and nurse were both stunned. They obviously didn't expect me to know the truth. The doctor smiled awkwardly. Miss, you know everything? I didn't answer him. I just looked at him quietly. The doctor was a little flustered by my gaze. He lowered his head and didn't dare look me in the eyes again. Mike said that this is to save Lisa. Lisa's illness is very serious, only your child can save her. I interrupted him. So he sacrificed my child to save his beloved? The doctor didn't say anything. I continued, Doctor, you are also a man with a conscience. Tell me, is this right? The doctor sighed. Miss, I know this is unfair to you, but Mike has given so much. I understood. In this world, money is the most important thing. For money, Mike could sacrifice my child. The doctor could go against his conscience. Even the law could be broken. I suddenly felt very tired and powerless. I didn't want to talk to the doctor anymore. I just wanted to leave. I wanted to leave this world of lies and deception. I told the doctor, I want to be discharged. The doctor looked surprised and said, Miss, you're still very weak. You can't be discharged. I insisted, I'm already fine. I want to be discharged. The doctor wanted to say something else, but I no longer wanted to listen. I directly unplugged the infusion tube on my hand and got out of bed. The nurse saw this and hurried over to stop me. Miss, you can't do this. You'll get into trouble. I pushed her away. Get out of my way. I stumbled out of the ward and out of the hospital. The sunlight outside was blinding, but I couldn't feel any warmth. I walked aimlessly down the street, not knowing where I should go. Home? Was that place still my home? In that home there was a husband who didn't love me and a mistress who had taken the place of the wife. I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to see their hypocritical faces again. I took out my phone and looked through the contacts. Friends? I smiled bitterly. It seems that I don't have any real friends. Ever since I married Mike, I have gradually distanced myself from my old friends, and in my world there is only him. Now that he has betrayed me, I don't even have someone to talk to. As I flipped through the contacts, my finger stopped at a name. Big Brother Paula. Big Brother is the eldest son of my adoptive parents and also my adoptive brother. He took care of me since I was young and loved me like a real sister. Later he went abroad to study and we rarely got in touch. But I know that he has always cared about me. After a moment of hesitation, I dialed my brother's number. The phone rang for a long time before it was answered. Hello, Phyllis. Hearing my brother's voice, I couldn't hold back my tears. Brother. I choked, unable to speak. Phyllis, what's wrong? What happened? My brother sounded worried. I took a deep breath and tried to calm myself down. Big brother, I want to go home. I managed to say those words, but then I couldn't say anything else. There was a long silence on the other end of the line, and then I heard my brother's voice. Okay, Phyllis, don't be afraid. I'll come and get you right away. What would my brother do to help me? What would he do to Mike and Lisa? And how would Mike react when he found out that I had contacted my brother? After hanging up, I found a quiet cafe and sat down waiting for news from my brother. I ordered a cup of coffee, but I couldn't bring myself to drink a single sip. My mind was in a complete mess with all kinds of thoughts intertwined, giving me a splitting headache. I didn't know when my brother would arrive or how he would help me. I knew I couldn't go back there, that I couldn't face Mike and Lisa again. Waiting is always long and every minute feels like an eternity. I looked out the window at the people coming and going, feeling like an orphan abandoned by the world. I don't know how long it was before my phone rang. It was my brother sending me a message. Phyllis, I'm already at the airport about to take off. Send me your location and I'll send someone to pick you up. I quickly sent my location to my brother. A moment later, a black car pulled up in front of the coffee shop. A man in a suit walked in and came right up to me. He said respectfully, Miss Ya, I was sent by Mistress Wei to pick you up. I nodded and followed him to the car. The car sped all the way to the airport. I sat in the car looking out the window at the rapidly receding scenery, and my mood gradually calmed down. I knew that I could finally escape from this nightmare. When I arrived at the airport, I met my brother. He was still as handsome and charming as ever. However, there was a hint of worry in his brow and his eyes were even deeper. When he saw me, he came quickly over and embraced me. Phyllis, you have suffered, he said in a soft, gentle voice but with a hint of trembling. My tears welled up again. Big brother. I hugged him tightly, as if I wanted to vent all my grievances and pain. My brother patted my back gently and comforted me. It's okay, Phyllis, it's all over now. As long as I'm here, no one can bully you anymore. His words made me feel incredibly at ease. I knew that from now on I would no longer be alone. I still had my brother and my foster parents' family who would always support and protect me. At the airport, my brother briefly learned what had happened. After hearing the story, his face turned pale and his fists clenched. That bastard Mike. I'll never let him go, he said angrily. I looked at my brother's angry face and felt both moved and worried. Brother, don't get upset. I'll deal with this. I didn't finish my sentence before my brother interrupted. Phyllis, don't worry. I'll handle this. Right now you need to rest and get better. I knew he really cared about me. I nodded, agreeing. Then we got on the plane. On the plane he told me that he had already made all the arrangements. He would help me get justice and make Mike and Lisa pay. Phyllis, actually I've always liked you, not just as brother and sister, my brother said, looking at me seriously. I know you've always seen me as your brother, but I hope you can give me a chance to take care of you, protect you and love you. I looked at my brother in shock, not knowing how to respond. I always thought that my brother was just being kind to me because we were brother and sister. I never imagined that he would like me. Brother, I was a little at a loss for words. My brother took my hand and said gently, Phyllis, you don't need to answer me right away. I will wait for you and wait for you to accept me slowly. I looked into my brother's eyes and I felt warm emotions well up in my heart. I knew that my brother truly loved me. Perhaps I could really let go of the past and start over. The plane landed in the United States, where my brother had a manor. The manor was very large with beautiful scenery and fresh air. I live in a detached villa with a dedicated maid to take care of my daily life. My brother visits me every day, chatting with me, taking walks and watching movies. He is very attentive and considerate, always able to detect changes in my mood and comfort and guide me in a timely manner. With his company, my mood gradually improved and my body recovered quickly. I began to try to forget the past, Mike, and that painful marriage. I know it's hard, but I have to do it. I can't keep living in the past. I have to start over for myself and for my brother. During this time, my brother was busy dealing with Mike's affairs. He used all the connections and resources of his adoptive parents' family to comprehensively suppress Mike's company. Mike's company fell into difficulties with its capital chain broken, projects stalled, and its stock price plummeting. He was desperate, asking people for help everywhere, but no one was willing to help him, because everyone knew that he had offended the adoptive parents' family, one of the most powerful families in the United States. Mike had nowhere else to turn, so he came to me. He contacted me in every way he could think of, sending me messages, calling, and even finding out the address of the manor. But I ignored him. I knew that he was only coming to me now not because he loved me, but because he needed my help and the help of the adoptive parents' family. But I won't be soft-hearted anymore. I won't give him any more chances to hurt me. Finally, one day Mike did find me. I was taking a walk in the garden when I saw Mike. He looked tired and unhealthy. Phyllis, I've finally found you, he said excitedly. I looked at him coldly and said, what are you doing here? Mike looked at me with eyes full of remorse and pain. Phyllis, I know I was wrong. Please forgive me. Can we start over? He begged. I sneered, start over? Mike, do you think there's still a possibility between us? Mike said anxiously, Phyllis, I know I've done a lot of things to hurt you, but I was deceived by that bitch Lisa. She lied to me, saying she had a terminal illness and needed your child to save her life. I was confused, and that's why I interrupted him. Enough. Mike, you're still making excuses for yourself. Do you think I'll believe your bullshit? Mike fell to his knees in front of me. Phyllis, I'm telling you the truth. I really love you. I can't live without you. Please believe me, give me a chance. I will make it up to you. I will give you everything. He was crying bitterly, his voice full of tears. I looked at him unmoved. His tears, his confession meant nothing to me. Mike, you can go. I don't want to see you again, I said coldly. Mike refused to leave and he held my hand tightly. Phyllis, you can't be so heartless. We are husband and wife and we used to love each other so much. I shook his hand off forcefully. Husband and wife? Mike, do you remember that we were husband and wife? When you chose Lisa over me, did you ever think about who I was as your wife? Mike was speechless. I continued, Mike, we're finished. Just go away and leave me alone. I turned around and left, not even looking at him. Mike yelled after me, Phyllis, you can't do this to me. You'll regret it. I didn't turn back and walked straight into the villa. Mike didn't give up. He came to the front of the villa every day, rain or shine, to wait for me. He tried to contact me in every way possible, sending me messages, calling, and even writing letters. But all his efforts were in vain. I had the security guard keep him out. I blocked all his contact information to give him no chance to harass me. I was determined to forget him completely and start a new life. My brother knew Mike had been bothering me and he was mad and sad about it. He sent more people to protect me. He also got even with Mike and made his company go bankrupt. Mike lost everything. He had no money and was embarrassed. But he didn't give up. He went crazy looking for me everywhere and said he would die with me. I knew Mike had gone completely crazy. Did he love me? Maybe. But his so-called love is so selfish, so crazy, and so controlling. I don't need this kind of love. I can't bear it. I just want to get away from him, as far away as possible. During this time, my relationship with my brother grew closer and closer. We ate together, watched movies together, traveled together, and did many, many things together. I found that I was becoming more and more dependent on him, and I liked him more and more. He is like a ray of sunshine lighting up my life and warming my heart. I knew I was in love with him. One day my brother proposed to me. He got down on one knee and held a sparkling diamond ring in his hand. Phyllis, will you marry me? He looked at me deeply, his eyes full of love and expectation. I looked at him and started to cry. I had been waiting a long time for this day. Yes, I said, trying not to cry. My brother excitedly picked me up and spun me around. Phyllis, I love you. I will make you the happiest woman in the world, he shouted. I hugged him tightly, feeling his love and happiness. We had a quick wedding. It was a simple affair with only close family and friends invited. But to me it was the most romantic and heartwarming wedding in the world, because I married the person I loved the most and who loves me the most. After the wedding, my brother and I settled down in the United States. We lived a happy life full of laughter and joy. I no longer had to worry or be afraid, and I no longer had to be careful or compromise myself. I knew that no matter what happened, my brother would always stand by my side, protecting and loving me. Yes, from Mike I heard that after he returned to China he had a complete mental breakdown. He locks himself in his room every day, doesn't eat, doesn't drink, doesn't speak. He keeps going through my diary over and over again and saying my name. He regrets it, knowing he missed out on the love of his life. But there's no chance for him now. He went crazy and was admitted to a psychiatric hospital. And Lisa got what she deserved too. She wasn't pregnant. It was all a lie she made up. Her condition did not improve. It got worse and worse. Mike left her, the Koo family kicked her out, and she ended up living on the streets. On a cold winter night she froze to death. When I heard this I didn't feel anything. They caused all this on their own. I don't feel sorry for them and I won't forgive them. I just want to be happy with the people I love.